My name is Yannick Diata, and I'm doing my lightning talk on railroad crossings of Ohio, improving vehicle safety and efficiency. So you might be asking yourself, well, why does this matter? We already have a bunch of railroad crossings. The reason is because safety matters, of course. Ohio's been having a turbulent fluctuation regarding train and vehicle collisions. We've had 81 total incidents of this. There's also been a lot of instances of traffic delays and jams from slow-moving or parked trains. A train is a consist of railroad cars that are led by a locomotive along a set of railroad tracks. They're usually very powerful, strong, heavy, and often do, but not always, travel at fast speeds. As cool as they can be, these same characteristics also make them very dangerous. The average freight train that's going around 55 miles an hour after initially braking can take 18 football fields before it finally comes to a stop. These are the exact reasons, all combined, of why trains must always have the right of way before any motorist does. According to the FRA, a highway railroad grade crossing is an intersection where a highway crosses a railroad at the same grade. The overall majority of railroad crossings in Ohio are active ones. They all have the signature crossbuck that says railroad crossing on it, and then they all have 3 active warning devices: flashing red lights, a mechanical or an electronic bell, and crossing gates that descend or ascend. Passive railroad crossings lack any of the features that make active ones active, like bells, lights, or gates. They only have an additional yield sign or an additional stop sign underneath the crossbuck, and that's it. Because of this, they're much more dangerous than active railroad crossings because of the fact that motorists and people crossing have to be much more attentive whenever listening for trains. There's also a lot of crossings in Ohio that are in problematic or hazardous areas, such as right next to an intersection or humped railroad crossings. The former, depending on the space between, can lead to cars getting stuck at traffic lights and eventually backing up onto the tracks or just getting stopped on the tracks, period. The latter is bad for certain lowboy vehicles like trucks with low loads, such as auto transporters. This can cause them to get stuck and bottom out on the railroad tracks. Crossings near busy rail yards and switches have proven to be a nightmare due to Ohio's 10-mile-per-hour speed restrictions on trains. Sometimes, they'll even park on the tracks, completely blocking off traffic and making it impossible for any drivers or first responders, say, to get through. Thankfully, though, I've proposed 3 solutions. The first is installing safety systems at railroad crossings that are close to intersections so that traffic lights can work in tandem with them. Thanks to the ODRC and the ODOT, intersections next to railroad crossings can have traffic lights improved and modified, allowing vehicles in front to clear the clearance way, whereas staying red for when the train is passing. Intersections not directly next to, but still close to railroad crossings can have the installation of a traffic light that stops traffic from crossing the tracks in advance of the red light. So here's an example of a railroad crossing that has a safety feature with it, actually. I'm here at West Dublin Granville Road, and this is intersecting the CSX Columbus subdivision, double main track railroad line. And we actually have a southbound train coming right now, as a matter of fact. But anyways, the traffic light that's over there in the distance, Linworth Road and 161 meet. The red light over there, it makes it a very busy intersection, and the cars stop all the way onto the tracks sometimes. So what they did was implement this new traffic light here. And this is a dual functioning one, as because it warns the cars to stop. It turns red, it makes the cars stop on this hash mark right here, so that they're not stopping on the tracks, and it stops it in advance of the red light over there. However, this becomes a dual functioning one because if a train is coming in any direction, like right there, it'll turn red regardless of what that traffic light is over there and make the cars stop when the railroad crossing signal is activated. It turns red and this sign that says do not stop on tracks will light up. So, here we go. My second idea is for the ODRC to be able to upgrade all problematic crossings, like with humps and stuff, and all passive railroad crossings into active ones. That way, this will mitigate issues and reduce any chances of train collisions. Finally, and mostly for rail yards, the ODRC can combine funding with city municipalities and other railroads to be able to build bridges to completely eradicate the issue of train blockages from slow-moving or parked trains. Despite Ohio's turbulence, if the ODRC is able to help out with these 3 solutions, we'd be able to enhance railroad crossing safety and decrease any chances of delay or blockages and make efficiency more key. Thank you so much for listening.